I was on a boat for 2 weeks, and at one point it came up about how seasick I was on the last trip, and none of them understood the Twilight reference of how sick I was, and I was really sad.
Wait, what was your Twilight reference that you gave?
I was referred to by one of my technicians who was out with me that I looked like Bella Swan in Breaking Dawn when Renesmee sucked all the life out of her.
Oh,
Like, a direct quote.
oh no.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Midlight Crisis, a real podcast hosted by three grown-up biologists revisiting books from our teens, and it's totally cool. I am one of your hosts, Sophie, and today I come from an illustrious lineage of job havers who are from places, or one place.
Mm-hmm.
It's specifically one place.
One. Yeah.
And the job and place that I am from, the job I'm from, yes, that's correct, is a fish haver from the ocean of a big hole.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of what your job was at the aquarium we all worked at. You
No,
had
I didn't have
jellyfish
any
and like a big
fish.
hole in the floor.
I didn't have
But
any fish.
they were jellyfish.
Yeah, but they're not fish. I know it's confusing.
Yes, but they were in a hole in the floor.
Right. There's nothing about a floor here.
No.
I think this is a reference for neither of you, but I think this is
Great.
just the plot of the video game Dave the Diver, where the premise is a big hole opens up in the ocean and it has fish from all over the world in it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Fun.
that's who I am. Who are you guys? What do you do? And where are you from?
My name is Sam, and today I am a dagger dreamer from the submarine base of Rubber Ducks.
Woo-hoo.
Whoa, there's a lot happening there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
definitely are a dagger dreamer,
Yep. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
like unequivocally. Can't argue
Yep.
with that.
Yeah.
Synonymous with you.
I think this might be your D&D character.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
I, in real life, thought today this genius idea. I was like, I've always wanted like a sword tattoo, but then what I was like, what if I got a dagger tattoo on my thigh?
On your thigh? Ooh.
I was
That
like,
would
that's
be
cool.
pretty good.
That's
That's
pretty hot,
pretty hot.
right?
That's
Yeah.
hot. Like
It's
with
pretty hot.
like with the sheath and everything.
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
We'll see.
Wow.
Anyways.
Ooh.
That's a great idea. As
That
a
is a good
dagger
idea.
dreamer, you should definitely do that.
Mhm. I support
Yeah.
you.
The rest of it, submarine base of rubber
Yeah.
ducks.
I mean,
You know, it must be hard to keep the rubber ducks down there.
Yeah.
well, yeah. But a submarine base would
Mm.
technically be above the water level. No?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on if we mean submarine the noun or submarine the adjective, you know?
What?
I
We don't
okay.
know.
Oh.
We're all
It's like, what?
that took us way. No, I think I see what you're saying, but
Submarine.
hear me out.
Got it. Yes.
I don't think in my head you can have a base that is like mobile. Like a base feels like it has to be stationary.
I mean, technically, there's like naval boats that
Yeah.
are bases.
I guess
Yeah,
that's a
I
good
don't
point.
agree with this.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like-
it's allowed.
I think it's just like a set thing that you go back to, which can
Yeah.
be a boat, very large
Yeah.
boat.
I guess
So-
that's fair.
Yeah.
It's too confusing. I think yours has to be attached to the ground,
Yeah.
but
that's
underwater.
Underwater.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll get confused, and it's my confusion that matters, I think.
fair. Yeah.
Well, that's fun. I'm assuming that you have like a little moon pool Right, like-
Definitely.
where the water
For the
opens
rubber
into the
ducks.
base. And that's where you keep your rubber ducks.
All my rubber ducks.
That's really cute.
Why? Why does the submarine base have rubber ducks? We don't know.
'Cause
but
it's
it
cute.
does.
It's
It is
a
cute.
distraction.
Yeah.
It's
an
whimsical.
It's
illusion.
whimsical. Wow, how fun. Okay, that's great. Who's the last one? And
Me,
also,
the
what do you
last
do?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am Hannah, and today I am a rat biker from the suburb of Identity Crisis.
Whoa.
And I think rat biker might be the vampires from this book that we're reading.
Okay, great. I was going to say I have about 5 to 6 questions, but that answers most of them.
Okay, that's great.
Because the main one was, are you a rat who is biking, or are you using a rat like a bike?
I was thinking either the first one
Yeah.
or I like chauffeur rats around on my bike.
Oh, like in a little sidecar.
Yeah,
Or in
like
the
I'm
basket in the front.
yeah, exactly. Like I'm an
Okay.
Uber delivery person, but I deliver rats to where they need to go
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
on my bike.
I was picturing a person in like biker, like leather, full biker leather outfit, but they're just on a
Uh-huh.
rat. Like a big rat.
Is it okay? Like it's a big rat. It's not like
Yeah.
a regular sized rat.
Yeah.
Okay, that's also fun.
Yeah. Lots of fun options for your job.
Yeah,
I guess we'll never know, including you, what your job actually is.
no
And
one will ever know.
sorry, you're from an identity crisis?
Yeah, well, the suburb of the Identity
Oh,
Crisis.
okay.
Yeah,
I think that's
You're not
my neighborhood.
yeah.
you're not like downtown of the identity crisis.
No, I'm
You're like on your way there.
Yeah, I'm a little removed. It's
Yeah.
cheaper and more boring out here, you know?
There's just like no grocery stores, but
There's no grocery stores. They didn't put in sidewalks because, like, there's nowhere within walking distance, so why would you need one?
well, people
You
are
know?
worried that the wrong kind of person will come walking
Oh, that's true.
in
The rat
their
bikers
Yeah,
are the
the rat
correct kind of
bikers.
person, clearly.
the HOA of the
Yeah,
suburbs of identity crisis.
yeah,
Yeah, like what if someone came in who wasn't having an identity crisis?
yeah. Mentally stable people not allowed.
Not allowed. Do not inquire.
Do not enter.
Yep,
You will be
not allowed.
laser beamed
Yep.
away. No.
Normal suburb thing. With laser.
I guess it's not a gated community, it's just a
No.
suburb.
Regular suburbs.
People will like write letters to their member of parliament if
Yeah,
someone wants to like build a playground structure they don't like, you know?
they're a member of Identity Crisis Parliament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
None of them have a party affiliation because they're always changing their minds.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we could talk about that all day, I think. But let's not.
Yeah.
Because, of course, what we're here to talk about today instead is the book where the characters have jobs and are from places. The only one,
Mm-hmm.
which is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. That's the one.
Yep.
And as always, we have read one chapter. I almost said one book of the chapter this week. One chapter of the book this week. And somebody is going to tell us what happened in it, but I'm not sure who.
Oh, it's me.
Yay.
All right. Just going to start this off. Probably going to say this guy's name wrong. Chapter 19. Abbadon. Maybe.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
Cool.
I agree.
Abbadon. Nice.
No.
Buckle up, folks, because we're in the home stretch. And a lot of stuff happened in this chapter. For those who may not remember, because they were on a boat for the last 2 weeks, we left our
Uh-huh.
Shadowhunter gang plus Simon at Madame Dorothea's house, where Clary discovers the Mortal Cup was there the whole time, and it was hidden in a tarot card deck. Woo! Woo! So Clary pulls the cup from the card, which then triggers a wave of events, starting with Madame Dorothea transforming into a greater demon called Abbadon. Fun fact, in the movie, Jace figures this out before the cup is pulled by playing Mozart on the piano, because Mozart was a shadow hunter and his music repels demons. Anyways,
Wow.
a big fight then happens where Alec is hurt real bad, and Simon ends up saving the day with Alec's bow by shooting out the skylight and disappearing Abbadon with sunlight. Didn't kill him, because you can't kill him, but he's just gone. He's
Uh-huh.
scared away, and then our gang rushes back to the Institute to get Alex some care. Hodge stabilizes Alec, but they need the Silent Brothers, so Jace and Clary follow Hodge and assure him they did in fact rescue the cup, and then Hodge calls Valentine. And then Valentine proceeds to give the classic villain entrance, takes the cup and Jace, and yeets them all through the portal.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn.
Like, who knew that the Greater Demon wasn't going to be the big reveal in this chapter, which is named after him?
Right? They kind of buried the
crazy.
lead.
Yeah.
This was, like, so when we first started reading this book, this scene was one of the ones that I couldn't remember how different it was from the book to the movie.
Ah.
And distinctly, it was the piano Mozart thing, because I think we were talking about how does Cassandra Clare, like, make real people shadow hunters?
Oh, yeah.
And so in the movie, I don't know why it's only in the movie, but they do that, but it's not in the book, and I couldn't remember if it was. So
Interesting.
just bringing that back to relevance.
That's fun. I feel like that might have been a thing where they're like, okay, we can do some things that you can't really do in a book. And like
Fair.
a musical stinger would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that though. That's fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, this was wild.
Yeah, but there's a lot to unpack with this one for sure.
Yeah, so I guess what happened, because I didn't really understand this, so I wanted to clarify it in case you guys
Uh-huh.
got a different grasp of this. But like when they arrived to Madame Dorothea, she was already possessed by the demon?
Yeah.
I think she was already possessed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know when that happened, though.
Or like why?
Yeah.
I don't
Like-
think it's ever really explained.
That's fine. Like, again, things need to happen in books.
That's
so it can happen. But so like I think the idea was that Jace like sensed demonic energy, but like a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because Abbadon had like possessed her, but then hidden through the portal mostly,
Yeah.
which is just kind of
Yeah.
wild.
Like, it's like he was like a snail, where he had like just the one like eye stalk poking out of the shell into Madame Dorothea, and the rest
Yeah.
of the snail was inside the shell within the portal.
Yeah, and so then you can't feel like the snail energy while it's inside of its shell.
Yeah, and then you can't see the snail because it's inside
Right.
the shell.
Okay, yeah.
It's a really good metaphor, you guys, I swear.
It's super good. It's super duper good, yeah. I don't know. I didn't call a lot of what was going to happen in this chapter. I didn't think Madame Dorothea was going to be possessed by a demon. I didn't think Hodge was the bad guy.
Wait, yeah, you did.
We definitely talked about it at the end of the last one, but that was several weeks in a boat ago.
Yeah. I wasn't on the boat, so I don't really have an excuse. But
Yeah, like, I remember, listen, it's been a while since we made a recording. I remember we briefly talked about how Madame Dorothea was a demon. I don't think we specifically came to possessed by a demon.
oh right, it's because I accidentally read part of this chapter.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah,
And so I was like,
did.
hypothetically, I think she's a demon.
Yeah, so that happened.
So that happened. Yeah.
But she is specifically a greater demon, which is worse than a regular demon. And it seems like the Shadowhunter kids are not at all prepared for what to do with a greater demon, because they all kind of panic.
Yeah. I don't know. Jace is overconfident.
Mm-hmm.
Isabel is the correct amount of afraid.
Yeah,
Alec is an idiot.
yeah.
No, Alec does exactly what we all predicted he was going to do, which is
Get
something
hurt.
stupid in order to try and save/impress Jace.
Yep. Yeah, he
And-
gets got.
Yeah, he gets deeply got, and I think what is going to come home to roost is that these people tell him that, yeah, you killed the greater demon, Alec.
Yeah. Clary tells him that while they all think he's dying,
Yeah,
which is like the nice thing that you do in a
when
piece
someone
of
is
media.
about to actually die, yeah.
yeah.
But when they
Yeah.
don't die, it just means somebody is gonna... Clary, for sure, is gonna be like, you didn't even kill him sometime in the future when Alec
Clary.
is pissing her off. Yeah,
I hope not.
it's gonna be
But
great.
probably. Yeah.
Or maybe
it's gonna
Jace
suck
will.
for everyone.
I think Jace is going to do it when eventually he and Alec become sworn enemies, which I keep predicting. Anyway, this chapter, before the demon dies, I just feel like finally we're being validated for one thing.
Oh, yeah?
Finally someone is doing this. Where when the demon takes over Madame Dorothea, she like transforms into a demon shape in a very grotesque, thoroughly described way.
Yeah.
But part of it is that Clary notices that all of her jewelry falls off and also a bunch of teeth. And so I'm like, finally, something is shedding teeth like sharks when it transforms.
Okay, the way it was written, hold on, let me pull up the source text. Okay, yeah, it says the sharp rattle of objects striking the floor made Clary look down. There were Dorothea's bracelets, twisted and broken. Scattered among the jewels were what looked like small white stones. It took Clary a moment to realize that they were teeth. I fully thought, until you just said that Dorothy had bracelets with teeth.
I guess that is possible.
Your thing makes way more sense, because I was sitting here like, why the fuck does she have that?
Yeah, because later the demon is described as having like glass sharp teeth or something like that.
Yeah, multiple rows again.
Oh, wow. So it is a shark. Demons are sharks.
It's a shark.
Hashtag confirmed.
Demons are sharks.
So that was just funny. I'm like, finally, somebody admits to it.
Somebody finally addresses the teeth problem.
Yeah.
Well, that is good to know.
Yeah.
I guess it just like absorbed the rest of her bones, but her teeth just get them out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not. There's another part where it says that the skin is broken and a bunch of bones protruded, but not new white bones, but bones that looked like they had been in the earth 1,000 years. So that's, I guess, the demon's bones, and it's probably still got Madame Dorothea's in there for like using.
Yeah, saving them for later.
Yeah.
It's got to age them a bit so they're nice and gruesome.
Yeah. I'm getting big someone you can build a nest in vibes. Sam probably hates this conversation.
I've zoned out.
That's fair. This is a bad part.
I'm protecting I'm protecting myself.
Yeah. We don't need, honestly, we're here to biologize things, but the demon stuff, it's just magic.
It's just magic.
Yeah.
Like, it's very clearly just designed to be as gross and unsettling as possible.
Yep.
So that's what it is. She did that.
Yep.
Jace, of course, quips at it because
it was pretty good.
I don't know if I agree that they're good quips.
As someone who has read The City We Became and doesn't know anything else about New York, the part where he's like, I'm not so sure about this wind and howling darkness business. It smells more like a landfill to me. You sure you're not from Staten Island? Which, as I understand it, is a sick burn.
Yeah.
Probably.
To Staten Island and also this demon.
Well, Staten Island is New Jersey, right?
No.
I don't
separate
know.
things.
Well,
in The City We Became, New Jersey was a
you're right. You're right. Yeah.
I guess there was like a real
based on the reference text. The City We Became.
The City We Became. New Jersey was a different person than Staten Island.
It's so
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know enough.
But in that book, in that book, Staten Island was where all the rich, racist people lived, and in this book, Staten Island is where the stinky garbage people live.
Well, see, this is from 2005. Maybe Staten Island used to be garbage, and then it got gentrified.
Oh, it gentrified. Yeah. So now it's just different garbage.
Well, we're also in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is like the lower end, right? So they're probably making fun of Staten Island because of that, maybe?
Maybe it's not even a landfill. Maybe it's just they think Staten Island.
Because everyone makes fun of Brooklyn, so they're just like, well, everywhere else sucks. Brooklyn's the best. I don't know. I feel like the New York lore itself is so deep that unless you live in New York, like, you can't truly understand it.
No, it's so complex.
There's too much New York lore.
Yeah.
Really.
There's too much canon.
But, like, actually.
But actually, though.
Yeah, and I don't care enough to learn it.
Yeah. But as I understand it, that's a sick joke. So great work, Jace. Anyway, then Alec gets just destroyed because he doesn't, like, do anything.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he just jumps up and gets absolutely bitch slapped with these demon claws into the wall.
No, okay, he does hit it once, which apparently
true.
hurts it.
Jace
But
has already stabbed it twice, but Alec does stab it the third time.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
And then it's just going around doing demon things with 3 discrete blades sticking out of its chest.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe try a new tactic then.
Yeah, maybe literally anything else. But, you know, that's fine. And then Simon shows up and saves the day.
Yeah, unfortunately, Simon has become my favorite character again.
Yeah, he did a good job here.
Why are you laughing,
that long silence will not be maintained, but all of us just being like, dang.
Dang. Okay, the thing that interests me, and again, I can't really remember because it's been a while.
Yeah.
But, like, Simon shoots out this skylight and uses the UV light from the sun to, like, disappear this demon. Did we decide that Simon was a vampire, or was that a joke? Because he seems fine.
Well, he's not standing in the sunlight, arguably. Although he did walk through this. He would have walked outside to get here.
Yeah, and then he drove the car without turning into dust.
At this moment, he is not a vampire.
At this exact moment. That's a great point.
At this moment.
There's a sentence that does say, the sunlight pouring through the scattered skylight. Oh, no, that's Jace. Never mind.
But, like, Simon drives into the Institute in broad daylight.
Yeah, and walked to the building from the car. So currently not a vampire.
He's not a vampire.
Probably never a vampire, you know?
Yeah. He's just a regular guy, turns out.
This is for sure the last time we're going to see him.
He's gonna fucking die.
He's gonna disappear after this to go back to his life.
Established he's on the book cover.
Yes.
Of, like, book, I think 4.
Yeah.
Did we establish that? I actually don't think I knew that.
No, we
Yeah, Clary and Simon are on book 4.
I'm gonna just look at this cover real quick.
Isn't it just someone's chest again? Like,
yeah,
Do you know Simon's chest that well?
Well, I'm looking.
Looks like a nerd-ass chest.
Or it's like of the original covers, though, not any of the, like...
Oh, the new ones.
Let me see.
Yeah, so this is definitely Clary, and then some random guy with a quiver of arrows and a hoodie.
Yeah, and a hoodie.
So I guess it's Simon. Wow.
In a hoodie, because he's a vampire
would never
now.
be caught dead
You're
in
right.
a hoodie.
Really?
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
I don't, yeah, like, honestly, Simon's gonna leave with Alec's bow and arrow from here. Like, that's just what's gonna happen.
If he's appearing on the cover of book 4 with a bow and arrow, that's gonna be his thing now. Well, he's very good at it, too.
Yeah,
he learned it at Jewish summer camp, apparently.
Exactly. Well, I also, you know, I'm willing to give, after the other books we've read, I'm like, wow, you know what was so great? Is that, like, 2 chapters ago, Cassandra Clare established that Simon does bow and arrow, and then here he walks in with a bow, and I was immediately like, oh my god, he does bow and arrow.
He does bow and arrow.
I know
he
this.
He can do it.
She set it up. Chekhov's bow and arrow.
Simon's bow and arrow.
Simon Chekhov. No.
Simon Chekhov.
Yeah. Okay, but you said something extremely important, which is that Simon used the UV to defeat the demon.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting here being like, okay, so, like, why? What part of sunlight is different from lights, such that this demon would be disappeared by sunlight and not regular lights? Because I don't know, like, I don't know the specifics of, like, the exact wavelengths or intensity or whatever, and I got immediately overwhelmed looking at the Wikipedia page for sunlight. There's way too much physics in here.
Okay.
But I did come across that UVC is the one that's used for germicidal irradiation. And so I'm choosing to believe that UVC is the one that kills demons.
So demons are basically just big bacterias.
Yeah.
That actually kind of makes sense. Well, they're like infectious agents that don't really do anything under their own power, it seems.
Like, think about it, because they can make werewolves and vampires by, like, a demon disease.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying maybe the vampire fungus or
Yeah.
whatever, the vampire parasite
Yeah.
theory is coming back. But this time it's demons.
This time it's demons. The
Yeah.
demons are the parasite.
UVGI devices can inactivate microorganisms, including bacteria, viruses, fungi, molds, and other pathogens. Just saying pathogens probably means demon.
They do seem pathogenic.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Did you see all of the like sores that erupted on Madame Dorothea's body as soon as she got demoned?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm on board with this theory.
I just want like there to be, instead of a magic solution to this problem, like some guy is just like, I invented the most powerful LED bulb.
Yeah.
I can beam the demons to death.
I think we were joking about, I can't remember if it was on or off the podcast now, but like the UV gel nail polish lamps, and how a vampire wouldn't be able to go into like a nail salon.
Right.
I sort of like still think that that's a good point. They just need to start carrying those around.
Yeah.
Or those like UV lights that people use to charge up glow in the dark things.
Yeah. It's like how everyone has to keep setting horror movies and books before now because like phones kind of ruin horror. It's like this, where it's just like people are just gonna have to keep pretending that like very powerful LED lights don't exist whenever they write like vampire or I guess demon books.
Uh-huh.
They're like, no, you don't understand. They couldn't get to the nearest aquarium store.
It's like, it was closed.
It was closed.
It was a Sunday. Oh no.
like run your demon through the coral tank, you know?
Right? Yeah. Like just put it in an aquarium. It'll be gone in minutes.
Yeah. I mean, because I feel like it would be fun to do that as like they get burned, but they don't die because the sun is the sun.
Yeah.
It's like way stronger.
There's more, yeah.
But
do you think if they put on sunscreen they'd be okay?
That's what I was thinking. Like
no.
Okay, but
or like
Simon's
those
in a
UV blocking
hoodie.
shirts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So like if you wear
does Simon being in a hoodie matter?
I assume he's hiding from the sun in a hoodie.
Oh, because he's a vampire.
He's not a vampire at that moment.
Oh, okay.
At that moment.
But on the cover of the fourth book, he's in a hoodie, I assume.
He's in a hoodie, yeah, because he's a vampire in that one, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, his sleeves are rolled up on the cover, I think.
Oh.
I can't remember exact timelines of this series.
So if Simon becomes a vampire or not, he probably doesn't, but it's not probably right now.
I don't think at those moments. I don't at those here. This is a better statement to make. At those moments, the UV from sunlight does not affect Simon.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Because he put on SPF in the morning.
If you read the whole series, that will make sense.
Oh my god!
I'm just low key trying to make Hannah read this whole thing.
God damn it.
Wow. So I do have a genuine question, and like, do vampires and demons in this series get got even if they're wearing like clothes that hide their skin from the sun?
I don't know if that's ever been like tested to the full application of that exact question.
Okay, that's a fair point. I probably wouldn't like test it.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if there's been like a vampire fully clothed from head to toe, or like, I don't know, but I would assume if they were like wearing proper UV, because the windows are like that skylight would have been.
Oh
UV,
yeah, it was
like, you know what I mean? Like there was, so there has like it's definitely the UV.
It's gotta be, yeah.
Yeah.
So if they're wearing like UV protection clothes specifically, they'd probably be fine. But I don't know if that like I don't know if that existed to like the extent that it exists today.
Yeah.
Right? Because like you can buy like UV specific
like shirts and stuff.
Suits and shirts and stuff, right? That specifically are like blocks UV. And that wasn't as big a thing like then, I don't think.
No,
But also like if vampires are supposed to be sexy, and you have them go outside wearing like a rash guard and a Tilly hat, like that's
Yeah.
not sexy.
Yeah.
So that does kind of ruin the aesthetic.
Yeah.
But now I deeply want to read the vampire book where they're just like covered in like SPF 100 zinc sunscreen,
Yeah.
wearing like the giant hats and the big sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I don't think
That's so funny.
to that extent, like, that's never really existed as, like, there's never been a vampire fully UV protected in sunlight in a piece of fiction
Yeah.
to
Oh,
kind of
that's so funny.
validate that point.
Right.
So I think in theory, yes, they'd be fine,
Yeah.
but we don't really have any examples of it because it's not something I think an author has ever really considered.
Well, I thought of it because in the children's show Adventure Time, there is a vampire character named Marceline, and when she like is out during the daytime, she wears like high up to her like bicep gloves, a giant sun hat, and it like it's very clear that it's like the way the shadows are. It's like, yeah, it's covering her completely from the sun. And so I was thinking about that with this being like, I wonder if
Yeah, interesting.
they do that in this at all, or
when is that show from?
2010,
Yeah.
Okay.
2011,
Yeah.
but you know,
That's also probably like a kid's thing, like make sure you wear your sun protection.
yeah,
But yeah, like
because I guess I was also thinking about how like, you know, in Twilight
hmm
they don't like glitter under their clothes. You know,
we don't know that.
You're right.
It's like, there's no way to know that information.
I was just
We
thinking the
don't
part
know
where
that.
Edward takes his shirt off and only then starts glittering.
Yes, but before you couldn't
But yeah,
tell if he was because he was wearing a shirt.
You're
because
right.
maybe he just needs to have one portion of his skin out to activate the full body glitter.
The full body, yeah.
I assume it's just like because with the Twilight vampires specifically, we did conclude that their skin is made of diamond. So I think that's literally just the reflection and
Yeah.
refraction
Yes. Yeah.
of the light.
Okay.
So it probably wouldn't be under their clothes.
I did briefly forget that the Twilight vampires don't die in the sun.
No.
Yeah, no, they're fine.
They're fine.
Like I know people give Stephanie Meyer a lot of shit for the glittery vampire thing. I do think it was like a creative way to be like they can't go in the sun at all,
Yeah.
but not because it's gonna hurt them.
And
So,
like
why?
it is consistent with her being like they're based like she was also implying that they're made of like diamond.
Yeah, for sure. It is internally consistent.
It is ridiculous,
the-
but internally consistent. Anyway, we're not
It's the
talking about
thing.
Twilight.
No.
We're talking I know I brought it up. We're talking about this book.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the vampire no, the demon gets scared away.
Yeah.
And Alec has poison in him, except he doesn't because
He
he
has venom.
he did not eat the demon. He's been envenomated. He's now been poisoned.
This
Come
is
on.
a PSA. It's venom, not poison.
It's not poison if it touches you.
If it bites you and you die, it's venom. If you bite it
Venom.
and you die, then it's poison.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah, anyway. That's the other main note I had.
Yeah, that's the big issue here for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess especially greater demon venom is
Mhm.
like
And their claws, I guess?
yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and say any injury you get from a greater demon is going to have demon venom in it.
Yeah. The bite probably does just as much as the claws do.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I guess the Shadowhunter magic doesn't work on it,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to do with that.
Yeah, I think that has to do with
Alec's a vampire.
no, it's the angelic demon thing. Like
Okay, but
it's like an evolution thing. Like
What?
the demons
yeah.
had to develop some way to take
Okay.
out the angels. So
it's
like
an evolutionary arms race. I see.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah. It's like salamanders, you know?
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
No, I'm still thinking about it. Because, so here, because I don't know, did either of you look up Abbadon?
I meant to, and then I forgot.
Okay, so Abbadon
TBH.
I'm half
didn't.
asleep.
That's fair. I didn't get less confused about it because apparently Abbadon is in the Bible is described as an angel of the abyss, which confused me because I thought angels were like good.
Well, in the Bible, I think like there are fallen angels.
It doesn't say fallen angel.
Angels are not like good. They're beings of pure reason. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
No, that's good. It's good context. Well, so like the part where Abbadon is like, I am the demon of the space between or whatever. That's from biblical canon.
Right. Okay.
But
is that
have we established like angels exist, but demons here, even the greater
they certainly
demons,
exist,
are not fallen angels. They are from a different dimension that isn't the angel dimension, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like so this is how
do I do this without spoiling everything?
There is a mother of demons.
Right.
Yes.
Lilith.
We've talked about her. Yeah.
It follows that lore.
Okay.
And yeah, there's multiple worlds. So like this is kind of a spoiler, but like
demonic.
There's a world where the shadow hunters failed.
Oh,
that makes
like
sense.
Parallel worlds.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Dimensions.
Wow. Okay, that's fun. And they okay. I'm trying to wrap my head around the lore in real time. So I guess like in theory the idea here is that like, oh, the Bible was transcribing like the best they could, right? Like demons existed and so they were like they must be fallen angels. But that's like not necessarily true. Does the Bible exist in this world? We're not sure.
Yeah.
There are churches.
Surely it does.
The Bible exists.
Simon is canonically Jewish, which is like the Torah is included in the Bible.
You're right. I did know that. I am not I don't know a lot about the Bible. I did know that part. But maybe their Bible is different. Maybe it says, and demons came from another plane of existence.
Oh my god.
Satan.
Satan.
In this thing I was reading, it actually does say that in some cases, people have argued that Abbadon is Satan.
Oh, interesting.
That's how up there Abbadon was.
I mean, the thing is, he has a deeply forbidding name.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool name.
Like, even if Abbadon is a good guy in the Bible, which apparently is up for debate, like, you can't be like, hello, my name is Abbadon. I'm friendly. It's like, no, you're not.
Well, like this one guy, like this one interpretation, like quote unquote says, Abbadon, however, is an angel not of Satan, but of God, performing his work of destruction at God's bidding. That's wild.
You ever read the Old Testament? God is not a nice fellow.
God is like, here's a flood. Anyway.
It's like, I'm going to smite all of the firstborn children.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Anyway, that's not here because here he's a greater demon from the demon dimension or whatever.
Yeah. Are greater demons the ones that go around having babies?
Oh.
Or is that something else?
No, yeah, it's
any
greater.
Demon?
No,
it's
greater demons.
Is this Magnus's dad?
I don't remember.
Aren't there only like 7 greater demons?
No, I actually
probably.
Wait, Magnus Baines.
Because in the Alec and
no,
Magnus
it's
books...
another A. It's another A. I knew it started with an A, but I was like, I don't think it was this one.
Well, because Alec killed this one.
That's what I was gonna say.
Well, no, he's not killed. He's not dead.
He's gone.
They can't kill them. He's just disappeared back to his dimension.
I really wanted there to be a scene of Magnus being like, well, we can't date. It's going to be really awkward bringing you to family gatherings because you killed my dad.
You killed my dad that one time. I was well, I guess there's still time. I'll save it for
kill
later.
Magnus's dad? Yeah.
No, I was going to be like, I wonder if Magnus is going to come save Alec because it seems like Alec might be getting kind of forgotten
Yeah,
in
so
the events of the second half of the chapter.
Yeah, we've only talked about the first third of the chapter so far. Yeah, so Alec is dying. Hodge is supposed to help him, I guess. But instead, Clary reveals that they actually did find the mortal cup, which Hodge thought they didn't. So Hodge is like, never mind, forget this guy. And then his raven, who is actually named Hugin, like Odin's raven. Sam
Why is she
cackling in
giggling?
the background.
No, because I didn't realize that. Sorry.
Okay.
I was like, that's fun. That was like a...
Okay, Hodge
fun.
is Odin.
Wow, how fun.
Confirmed.
Okay. He has too many eyes to be Odin.
You're right. Maybe he'll lose one. So anyway, Hugo, who's actually named Hugin, just like gets Clary.
Yeah, he gets her so good.
So good. And then steals the cup so that Hodge has it. And then Hodge does the biggest heel turn ever.
Fucking guy.
And knocks Jace out and then traps Clary with magic and then calls Valentine. We get our first view of Valentine.
Did you see how he summoned Valentine, though?
With his ring?
With Jace's ring.
Jace's ring.
Oh.
He takes Jace's ring that I'm pretty sure Jace got from his dad, and that summons Valentine.
So Jace is Valentine's kid,
so
and Clary is not.
And Clary is not. Because Clary doesn't recognize Valentine. But Clary's seen a picture of Jace's dad, hasn't she? Wasn't he in the group photo? Or
Jace's
am I misremembering?
dad is Michael Wayland.
Yes, but was he in the group photo that
I
Hodge
can't remember, but yeah,
I think
neither.
So.
I think so.
I thought he was. So I'm like perplexed by the fact that Clary doesn't recognize this guy, who apparently is not somebody or other Wayland or Jonathan Christ, whatever his last name was.
Jonathan Christ, I forgot about that.
JC, I can't remember either of their names. I know Sam just said the one of them.
Yeah.
But Valentine is not either dad.
But she does say...
gotta be at least one of the dads.
Yeah, she does say that he doesn't look anything like he did in the photo as a kid either, though.
That's true. He's gotten a lot of work done.
Yeah, so she probably wouldn't... I don't really know where I was going with that, but...
She does recognize his voice.
Yes, which is wild, because where would she... I'm guessing it's from her memories?
If it's Jonathan Christ, then she would remember her dad's voice, even if she doesn't remember his face, maybe.
Well,
what was his fucking name?
We don't know it.
Whose?
We don't know it.
We don't know his last name at all?
No, it's JC.
Just JC.
No, I think JC stands for Jace. Like, like Jace is JC, but in a, right? Like,
I don't
am I not crazy?
know, man.
Jace is if you turn the letters JC into a word.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to be calling him JC from now. That's how it's pronounced, actually.
Member of NSYNC.
You pronounce the E really hard. JC.
Yeah. JC.
Yeah. I don't really know what that means, but I'm standing by it.
Okay.
I don't know how it works yet. Anyway, why doesn't Valentine see Clary?
I think he just doesn't
notice her?
He cares, yeah.
Care? Although, now that that didn't occur to me, but now that you mention it, maybe Hodge put her behind a barrier?
That's what
maybe the barrier was opaque?
Like, either Hodge knows that Clary isn't actually Valentine's kid, and so didn't think that it mattered, because he's like, she's not his kid, so it doesn't matter if he sees her.
Yeah.
Because Valentine and I both know Clary is not...
Jace is his kid.
Yeah, Jace is his kid, and he's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so does that mean Valentine has been keeping tabs on Jace?
He certainly is very interested in Jace.
Yeah.
Well, at least
but,
somewhat
for the
interested
ring.
in Jace. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't really know either. I guess we'll just have to find out. But
yeah,
he does steal Jace for some reason.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, and he says Jace is gonna be with his father, who
soon.
is dead.
Yeah.
So either Valentine is gonna kill him and just said that in the stupidest way possible, or Jace's actual dad, whether it was somebody Wayland or not, is alive and may or may not be Valentine.
Yeah, there was a lot of foreshadowing here, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Sam's like, gosh, Too bad I can't say anything.
Yeah, I wonder.
Oh, I did want to say about the Hugin, the Raven thing.
Oh, yeah.
Just like before we keep moving on this. I find it just a little bit fun that Hugin and Munin for Odin were like thought to represent two different halves of like human consciousness.
Okay.
And that's what the ravens represented to Odin. And so Munin was like what we now would think of as like positive, like more
Good
empathetic traits like curiosity, empathy, compassion, that sort of stuff, like those emotions, I guess. And then Hugin is just like reason, like just thought. And so it's interesting that like the feelings, like the empathy, is the raven that Hodge does not have. Like he only has the one that's thought, which is just fun because he's here being very self-centered, like logical, you know?
Yeah. But also, like, he comes across very cowardly to me.
Oh, really cowardly.
Which is not like I mean, I guess it is kind of reasonable to, like, grovel.
Yeah.
But
he, like, gives, like, also here, it seems like he hates Isabel and Alec.
It seems like he doesn't want the kids to get hurt, is what I took from it.
There's, like, a lot of emphasis on, like, the Lightwoods specifically being shitty to Hodge.
I think it means the parents.
Yeah.
I think he likes the kids, but the parents suck for some reason.
I guess it's more the fact that he was just, like, seemed to care more about Jace. But I guess Jace
Hodge
is the one
is
currently
Jace's dad.
Yeah. Jace is currently the one in danger as Valentine leaves with him.
Yeah. But I mean, Hodge is the one who knocked Jace out.
That's true.
And allowed Valentine to take him. So that must have been part of the plan the whole time, whatever the plan was.
So anyway.
Also, did we know Hodge's last name was Starkweather?
I don't think so. Oh, did we?
Yeah, I think we did.
Oh.
I don't know if I just know that. I don't
know
remember.
that it mattered at this point.
No. It's just an interesting name.
I was like, who's Starkweather?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
so Hodge is like cursed somehow.
Isn't he cursed to never go back to Idris?
It seems like he's cursed to not leave the Institute specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's terrified of something. Like too afraid to even open the windows. And he is bearing the curse that should have been on the Lightwoods, but the Lightwoods are more powerful socially and maybe magically than Hodge is. So Hodge is the one who is banned to the Institute, but the Lightwoods are allowed to do what they want, I guess.
Right.
And Hodge is pissed about this.
Yeah. But I guess Valentine ends that curse.
Yeah. Hodge gives up the cup,
and
sort
Jace.
of against his will, but like not really.
Yeah.
Same with Jace, and Valentine takes both of those things. Completely ignores Clary.
Yeah. And dips.
And then dips. It is interesting, I just want to note it, since it was mentioned twice in this chapter, that both Valentine and Abbadon note that there's like a dent in the rim of the cup.
Yeah.
Surely that will be significant in some way.
Yeah. I thought that was just Abbadon trying to get the cup.
So did I.
But you're right. Valentine also mentions it.
Yeah. Like the fact that it came up twice feels like it's going to be important to me.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it is, so I don't know if it is.
We'll all find out together.
Yeah. Wow. How fun. What a good time. Everything that happens here. Should we maybe guess what happens next?
Wow, let's do that.
Shit. Wait, I put my book on my desk. I forgot. Oh no. Sorry. 1 sec.
It's now a good time to admit that I accidentally read into the next chapter again.
God damn it, Sophie.
Sophie, you gotta stop.
Okay. 80%
yeah,
of it is
justify yourself.
80% of it is my fault. Just continuing to read. 20% is the fact that there are very natural chapter breaks that are not used as chapter breaks in this book. And so I get used to being like, oh, that's not a new chapter? Okay, I guess I'll keep reading.
Does the
So you
giant
do-
20 not stop you?
Right? You missed the giant bolded number and giant bolded title and giant bolded first sentence.
Yeah. I did.
Honestly,
Interesting.
I've witnessed like Sophie reading the last 2 days, and it doesn't surprise me.
I enter.
She reads so fast.
Yeah.
Like, it's like she doesn't. I don't understand it. Like, I literally sat here. She was reading a book, and it had like she was over 50%, but like it had, I'd say, like 65%, 70% left. At least that's what it looked like. And
it was
she
less
was like
than half left.
Less than half left.
sorry, yeah.
Barely.
But like not much over. Like it was like she was done it in like an hour. And I was like, what? I was just like sat here, I was like, what?
I was really mad at some of the characters, and I needed to get through the book really fast.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I want to know what book now.
We'll find out after we do this.
We'll find out.
Okay, so chapter 20, which Sophie missed, in big letters.
So small and unnoticeable.
In
No.
Rat's Alley is the title chapter.
More
And the sentence is, Hodge, gasping, stared after him, his fists clenching and unclenching at his sides.
I swear to God, if this is another weird POV. 2 paragraphs of Hodge POV.
No, it's not.
Okay, good.
Ooh, okay.
Claire is there, so.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, we're either going to the Vampire Alley or Simon's Alley.
We're going to the Vampire Alley again.
In Rat's
Surely.
Alley.
Right?
There are no real rats. There are only vampires or Simon.
All of the rats are vampires or Simon.
Yeah. You have to guess first, Hannah.
God,
How
fucking
far
hell.
in did you read?
I don't want to talk about it.
She read the
Sophie.
whole thing.
No. No, I didn't.
Yes, she did.
She read just over halfway.
She read all of it. I'm
I
calling.
read way more of it than I should have.
Oh my God, Sophie.
I probably read more than half.
She read
Fucking hell,
all of
man.
it.
Hmm.
Okay. And then you were like, eventually like, wow, this is a really long chapter.
I was like, wait a minute.
Your brain remembered that you saw the chapter break and
I
just
think it must
skimmed
have.
past it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not really sure because so much happened at the end there. I feel like Clary is going to freak out because Hodge is a betrayer and she lost the cup and she also lost Jace. And Valentine just showed up and dipped without giving her mom back. At some point in this chapter, we're surely going to have to go back to figuring out how to fix Alec.
Yeah.
And
Ideally.
my thought that I had earlier is that maybe somehow Magnus Bane is going to help with that.
Magnus
'Cause-
Payne.
Magnus Bane.
Yeah.
He's going to swoop in and save the cute boy who's dying of love sickness and venom.
And actual sickness, mostly.
Well, the like venom was induced by the love sickness, you know?
The venom was the friends we fell in love with on the way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, if he wasn't in love with Jace, would he have been so stupid? It's hard to say. He probably
not.
still would have gotten hurt.
Yeah.
For
the
'cause
plot.
he doesn't. Yeah, exactly. So I think now that Hodge is a betrayer, he's not going to contact the Silent Brothers. They're going to need somebody to talk to for help, and the only other person we've met is Magnus Bane. Magnus Bane.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen in this chapter or in like the next one, because it feels like we have to deal with the repercussions of Hodge being a cowardly traitor.
And wherever the Rat's
First.
Alley is.
Whatever that is, yeah. Were there alleys near Magnus Bane's place?
It's New
No,
York.
because
Oh, right.
lifting
There's
my
no
finger up
alleys in New York.
to put my glasses further up
Oh,
on my head.
right.
There are no alleys in New York. Well, there's only one, so maybe that's where they go.
Okay, they go to the alley.
Yeah. Although I guess I don't know if that's true of like Brooklyn. Like what do people mean when they say in New York, right?
Could not
Again,
begin to guess.
Nobody
yeah, only people from New York know.
Yeah. Cool. Should I even guess? It's like
No,
I read so
No.
much of it.
Oh my God.
no.
You're being denied.
I didn't. Okay. One thing
Mm.
I'm going to say that I've been guessing this whole time. I think this is a perfect moment. I don't know if this is true yet because I don't think it even happens in this chapter if it does happen. I think this is a perfect time for Clary to end up on her solo mish to go save Jace.
Yeah.
Just her.
Well, because
Her and Jace.
Would Simon go with her? It seemed like they made up in this chapter.
Yeah. People love to make up right before they're about to be split apart again.
That's
Just
true.
saying.
I mean, I guess they probably aren't made up enough for it to survive Clary being like, I have to immediately go run after Jace.
Yeah.
And Alec is not going anywhere. And Isabella's not going anywhere because Alec can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So Clary's going to sneak out and go somewhere to
Wow.
Idris somehow.
Yeah. This must be what it's like to be Sam.
Yeah.
She's going to go back to
Exciting.
Miss Dorothy's portal
Good guess.
to go to Idris.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Incredible.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is a 2005 book, and I like how it's being like, psych, the girl has to go save the boy. It's different.
Yeah. It's girl power.
Girl power.
She's not like the rest of the girls. She
not
can go on a solo
like
mission.
the other girls. She doesn't know she's hot. And she's going to go rescue Jace. Wow. Well, anyway, was Hannah close, Sam?
My brain fell asleep again. No.
That's fine.
No. I'm going to read the next chapter right after this recording. Screw you guys.
No.
In the
I think
long
it's hard.
game,
It's
yeah.
hard to predict what happens in this next one, because it's a bit of filler. So yeah, like
Is
there's still a
it?
third a wee bit. It
Ooh, a
fills
wee
in
bit.
some critical information, I believe, that has
Something
been
pretty big
speculated.
happens.
Does it?
Why?
Is it what I think? Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of filler to me.
Oh my god. Hannah's going to be happy about it, though.
Oh, that happens.
Is Simon going to turn into a rat again?
Lol. No.
No.
I wanna
Sophie,
turn
you
into a rat.
basically read the whole thing.
I know. I'm sorry.
Sophie!
Jesus.
Who's your other favorite character, Hannah?
Magnus Bane?
No. You guessed that happening. What didn't you guess happening?
Are there... Oh my god, Luke is going to come back.
It's
I
filler.
didn't guess that.
Anyway.
Filler? Luke is filler?
Oh,
finding out that
You're
finding out
insulting
that her
Anna.
stepdad is a werewolf.
I forgot of the big thing. Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Anyways.
Wow, now I definitely have to read it.
We're
done
reaching a
reading.
point. Yeah, we're reaching a point where the movies and the book kind of differed quite a bit. That it's hard to parse it out of my mind because I've watched the movies more recently than I've read the book.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I can't remember chapter by chapter.
They don't
what's
name
happening.
parts of the movie
Weird.
after chapters.
No.
Interesting.
And like the movie and show are also so different
Oh,
that
yeah.
like it's difficult.
Yep.
And both media messes up what Valentine looks like. Anyways,
How dare they?
Yeah.
I mean, in this one, he's basically described as like a tall beefcake daddy.
Yeah, he's that, but he's supposed to be like pale blonde.
Yeah.
And they got Jonathan Rhys-Meyers in the movie, who phenomenal, but
wait.
they didn't even try to change his hair color or anything. And then in the show, I don't know if you guys probably never watched it, but anyways,
Probably.
doesn't look it. No, the actor's from a different show called Rain.
Oh.
And also just doesn't fit the vibe like at all. Not even like a good actor choice. Like it just
Oh.
They spent all of their good actor choice casting Magnus Bane, so
It's true,
It's
they
true.
did.
Yeah.
He's like the only good cast of the
Yeah.
show. I didn't like any of it.
Wow.
Dang. I did accidentally watch some clips from the show, and I do like looking at the actor for Alec, but he does not match how Alec is described in the book.
It's because you already like Alec.
I do already like Alec. Listen, the actor is just like an attractive man. What can I say?
Yeah.
He is.
Do we think Alec's gonna get a demon disease and then he's gonna be become like
a vampire.
No.
no? What are the other ones?
No.
A werewolf?
No.
Well, because I was just thinking that would be
No.
interesting.
No.
Yeah, because he is getting
No.
venomed.
Well, because they hate everyone who has demon diseases, and so
Yeah.
then his friends would have to decide if they hate him or not. How fun would that
Yeah.
be? Okay.
It doesn't happen.
God, Alec is already gay in 2005. He
Okay,
does
you're right.
not need
No,
he does
exactly.
not need a
That's
demon
his conflict. He
disease.
doesn't also need a demon disease. Exactly.
That would be too much.
Okay, fair.
And it's
fine.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. Anyway, we're done talking about this book for now. Let's instead talk about what else we're reading. I am currently unemployed. And in the last, not even the whole time that I have technically been unemployed, but really just the last week, I've been like, what are you doing with all of this free time? Read your books that you've had on your bookshelf forever. So I've been trying my best to get through my TBR, my physical TBR, which is my reading goal for the year. And I've read a bunch of books. I'm not going to talk about all of them because some of them I didn't like, but the ones I did like that I've read recently. I finished La Belle Sauvage, which is the Book of Dust, the first book, the prequel Philip Pullman wrote for The Golden Compass. I had a really good time with it. I really want to read the next. Did I already say this? Did I say this in the last recording? I don't know.
I think so.
I think I started it, but I didn't.
I think they announced today that the third book in that series is coming out this year.
What?
Mhm.
I'm going to be real. I read the description and some reviews for the next book in this series, and I think I'm not going to read it. But
Whoa.
I don't know. It is Lyra as an adult. I don't really care. She deserves to retire, after her trilogy.
Okay,
she can be done.
That's fair.
Yeah. Anyway, I also read Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, which was not on my TBR, but I did read it. It was good nonfiction. I know a lot about tuberculosis now, and it's very stressful. Yeah. I also read Eloquent Rage by Brittany Cooper, which was also good nonfiction. Going through all the nonfiction I keep buying and not reading. I also read The Ministry of Time, which was our March book club book.
Yeah.
Which is a good book. It made me really angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good book, though. I was really mad at how it was marketed to me, though.
Yep.
It is not how it's marketed. And then the last 3 days, I read both The Foxglove King and The Hemlock Queen by Hannah Whitten. They're
you
good.
Finished the second one just here now?
I finished it this afternoon.
So again,
Oh my God.
I came home at lunch from work, and she's on the couch, and she just
there was
started
only a
that.
third left.
But she just started that on
2 days yesterday, I think.
Yeah,
Oh my
whenever I
God.
got off from the boat, Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Because she
Monday.
finished the first one, and then she started the second one. What?
It's
What time did you get up this morning? What time did you get onto that couch this morning?
so early. No.
I don't believe you.
It was not early. It was 11 a.m.
What the fuck? And you made it that far?
I was already halfway through that
Sophie
book on
reads
Monday.
at an inhuman speed.
Okay.
I thought I was a fast
Reading
reader.
at 2.5 times.
Okay.
3 times.
Jeez.
Okay, I don't want to imply anything about anyone's writing style. It took me a really long time to get through The Ministry of Time. It has not taken me a very long time to get through The Foxglove King or The Hemlock Queen. Some
I don't know who that's an insult to.
Some writing is easier to read faster.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I liked The Foxglove King and The Hemlock Queen. I'm telling you. Anyway.
Oh, man, I'm just making fun of you.
How dare you?
I feel like we don't often get a good chance to roast Sophie on this podcast.
No, that's why
so.
I'm having fun with it.
Because normally I'm perfect in every way.
It's not even a roast. It's just me in shock.
What are you doing over there?
Because I just witnessed it with my own eyes, and I'm like, you finished that in 2 hours.
What are you even doing?
What?
I don't know what I'm doing.
The audiobook was probably 20 hours. What?
It's the hyper
Oh my
focus.
God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways.
I wish I had that.
And then I am currently reading. I had started barely, and then my audiobook loan ran out. And I own the book, so it doesn't make any sense why that stopped me. But I'm picked up In the Lives of Puppets again.
Oh.
As an audiobook. I just like listening to TJ Kluna's audiobooks,
Yeah.
So I'm reading that one. And that's it. What about you guys? That's all.
Damn.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Great.
I don't even know how to start this, because I finished Oathbound by Tracy Dion, which was very good. I think it was my favorite so far in the series.
Oh.
And then, oh my god, I have so many books that I'm currently reading, but I put all of that aside and started reading Deep End by Ali Hazelwood yesterday because
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
Yeah.
couldn't handle anything else.
Yeah.
And then I took out a book from the library for my boat trip, and then I didn't listen to it at all because I didn't have any spare time. So I started listening to it and I got back with 5 days left on the loan, and that book is A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft. And then I've read 2 chapters of our April book club book, which is The Black Tongue Thief by Christopher Buehlman, which was not a good book to bring offshore with me.
Oh boy.
No, just because it's more dense, which is fine. But I was working nonstop. So these kind of trips I go on for can go one of 2 ways. You either get screwed over by weather and you have a lot of downtime that you're trying to waste, or you're literally flat out don't even have 2 seconds to do anything, and that's what this whole trip was.
Yeah.
So I would get into my bunk, pull out my book, read a page, and then just
Pass out.
not even pass out, just my brain literally could not compute the words on the page to thoughtful meaning in my brain, and so I just gave up and I watched The Hunger Games again.
That's fair.
Nice.
So that's where I'm at.
Hell yeah. Still counts.
Yeah.
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 I was gonna say, oh, well, I've read so many books because it's been this long since we recorded. Then I was like, maybe that would then seem like a roast for you guys when you're like, this is how many I read.
I mean, listen, I've read 2, 4, 6.
There you go.
So I'm doing all right.
We weren't on a boat for 2 weeks.
I was like, have
No.
I read more? I didn't really look at the ones I finished. No,
That's
'cause I-
okay. You don't have to.
Well, oh yeah, I also
No.
finished The Ministry of Time, and I was really mad at it.
It was like, you didn't like it.
I
I liked it.
I liked
had
it.
no, no, I didn't like it. I
Sam
don't
did
even
not like
defend it. No,
I liked it,
didn't
but I
like
was
it.
really mad at how it was
I put the
marketed.
book down and I immediately walked downstairs and put it in my to donate pile because I was just I was so angry. So yeah, no, I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
And it's being marketed incorrectly.
It's so
it's not a funny
incorrectly.
romp. Like, why are they marketing it like that? Anyway,
I
Yeah,
don't
that's a wild
know. It's
choice.
not funny.
it's not a romp.
I mean, I thought it was pretty funny, to be honest.
It's witty. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
it's
That's
not
a
a
good point.
comedy.
No.
No, it's definitely not a comedy.
It's marketed as a workplace comedy with time travel.
fucking lies.
Not what it is. Read it. It's good, but it's not that.
No,
It's literary fiction.
it is.
Anyway, we've all read it. It was great. What have you read, Anna?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the ones I want to call out are I read Fool's Assassin, or I finished it by Robin Hobb. And now, of course, I immediately want to read the next one. But I haven't started our Midlight Book Club book for April yet, and we are recording this on April 30th, so I have to read that next.
So you have to read it by the end of today.
I have to at least start reading it today for it to count.
Yeah.
And then I just recently finished listening to Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales, which is book 3 in that
I
series.
should read that.
And that's just wow, what a fun way to write fantasy romance. Where that's
Faye?
not really the point.
What a fun way to write Faye. Are you a Faye fan now?
I do like the Fae. in
I
this
would
one.
like to just put on record that I told you so.
You did tell us so.
Us, you.
Yeah,
I
you
like
told
Fae.
us.
Me
You
and
told
Sophie
us
have
that I
been
would like it.
adamant that it was a Sarah J. Maas issue, not a Faye issue.
Yeah, I also didn't like the other Fae one. I like this kind of Fae.
Yeah.
I don't like the Sarah J. Maas Fae where they're just
Hot.
shadow daddies. It's not my thing. But
But when they're huge nerds.
a giant nerd who you can distract by telling him that something is dirty and he has to clean it compulsively.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like that.
Classic Faye problems.
I guess.
Hilarious.
I wouldn't know. Anyway, so I haven't started reading anything with my eyes since I finished Fool's Assassin
Sure.
because it's been 3 days and I'm bad at time management.
Yeah.
And I did start listening to The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love, which I didn't realize was going to be, like, quite so in line with the Emily Wilde vibes of, like, fantasy academics doing fantasy academic things. But
But it's the new theme.
that's what it is. So that's what I'm doing currently.
Wow.
And after I read Black Tongue Thief
Yeah.
by Christopher Buehlman, perhaps in the next month I will read Red Shirts by John Scalzi, which is our Midlight Book Club book for May.
By the
So that's
time this
gonna be fun.
episode comes out, May will almost be over, but we're definitely reading it
Yeah, for sure.
by then.
Maybe that one will be a fun genre romp.
Knowing John Scalzi.
Who's to say?
Yeah.
Surely, right?
Surely.
Yep, so that's where we're at. If you liked this chapter of Midlight Crisis, please consider rating and reviewing us on Spotify or your podcatcher of choice. You can talk to us and find fun-related content on social media. We're on most of them intermittently. And all chapters of the show thus far are available on our website, midlightpod.podbean.com, and on YouTube.
And Jace, echoing the thoughts of lapsed Catholics around the world. I may not believe in sin, but I do feel guilt.
It's so accurate.
I think that's like the definition of being religious.
Yep.
The guilt part.
Yeah, the guilt part, yeah.
It's
Sin
part
is
of the
fun.
Yeah,
experience.
I mean, as the only lapsed Catholic on this podcast, goddamn.
I'm technically a lapsed Catholic.
That's true. You lapsed way before I did.
I lapsed in my childhood.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got an email that my book outlet order arrived, so
Time to
gotta
go.
gotta go.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.